This is the Las Vegas guard-gated real estate market update for August 2025. Today we'll cover how supply and demand are shifting across different price points, how quickly homes are selling, and what all of this means for buyers and sellers. But first, here's an overview of the guard-gated market. At the end of August, there were 504 homes for sale, up 6% from July and 25% from last August. When the month ended, 81 homes were under contract, also known as in escrow. That's up 4% month over month and down 8% year over year. 59 homes sold last month, down 8% from July and 5% from last August. Finally, there were 30 expired listings, homes that failed to sell, up 7% month over month and 58% year over year.
Now, let's break things down by price point using our months of supply chart. Months of supply indicates the balance of supply and demand in a particular market segment. It measures how long the current supply of homes might last, expressed in months, not the number of homes for sale. About 6 months of supply is considered a balanced market. When supply falls below 6 months, it becomes a seller's market, where prices are likely to rise. When supply rises above 6 months, it shifts to a buyer's market, where prices may lower. The further supply goes below or above 6 months, the greater these changes tend to be. This chart is giving more of a guide, revealing the overall trend by price point. It does not take into account whether a home is fully renovated with views or is dated and on a busy street. So, are we in a buyer or seller's market? Right now, only 2 categories under $1 million have about 6 months of supply. A balanced market. The rest have 8 months of supply or more, with many in the double digits. Technically, this means we're in a buyer market. This tells us to expect more price declines and more expired listings as we head into fall. As far as cash deal goes, 46% of buyers paid in cash in August, up from 44% in July.
Now let's talk about days on market. There are actually 2 ways to measure this: total days on market and days on market from the last list price. For example, if a home sits on the market for 6 months and then gets a price reduction and sells 10 days later, we would say it sold in 10 days from its last list price. We use this metric because it tells us how long it takes a property to sell once it's priced correctly. So what did August look like? 68% of homes sold within 30 days of their last list price. 96% sold within 90 days of their last list price. And only 2 homes, about 4%, took longer than 90 days. We like to look at the properties that took over 90 days to see if there's anything we can learn from these outliers. In this case, they were both ultra-luxury properties that tend to take a bit longer. One was a 1,931 square foot condo in the Summit Club that sold in 427 days for $7 million, which comes out to $3,625 per square foot. The market is thin for a product like this. The second was a custom home in Red Rock Country Club that sold for $7.6 million after 147 days on the market, closing with an 8% discount.
Homes that were priced to sell fared well last month. 8 homes sold at their original list price with no price reductions, and 4 homes sold above the original price. When it comes to discounts that buyers received off the last list price, here's the breakdown. 40% of homes sold between 0.1 and 5% below asking. 28% sold between 5.1 and 10% off. And 11% sold for more than 10% off.
What does all of this mean for sellers? This isn't the market for aspirational pricing. A few years ago, you could shoot for the stars, price your home well above the comps, and still sell. Today, that's not the case, because buyers have more options. We understand sellers often feel a deep emotional connection to their home, which can influence their perception of its value. To be a successful seller in today's market, homeowners have to be realistic about price and compare their home to similar properties that have sold. Last month, 96% of homes sold within 90 days of their last list price. That might make it look easy, but there were 8 properties that took more than 200 total days to sell, with one home even taking 445 days and 8 price reductions. Along with pricing competitively, your home's presentation absolutely matters. Even minor updates like fresh paint, updated light fixtures, and removing outdated furniture can make your home feel newer. Beware of agents who say, let the buyer do the work. Some people want you to sign quickly to secure your business rather than setting you up for success. Buyers, it's important to understand how agent compensation rules changed in August 2024. We recommend sorting out your representation early so it doesn't derail a last-minute showing request. Also, proof of funds or a loan pre-approval is commonly required in the high-end market before scheduling showings. If you'd like these updates sent to your inbox each month, go to robjensen.com and sign up for our newsletter. And if you'd like our help buying or selling, give us a call at 702-605-7482.